everyone. Good evening. It's our October board meeting. Can't believe it's the 11th of October, yet it feels tropical. First item on the agenda is, I'm going to not do the public discussion first. I think we'll go through the agenda. The approval of minutes from the last meeting, and Tom emailed these around earlier this week. Yep. Does anybody have any comments on the minutes from the last meeting? I'll just give a moment.
Great.
Any comments? No? Nope. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the September meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Hi, Christine. How are you? Look at this magic school.
Minutes approved is submitted.
So happy. This makes me so happy.
Anything, I know there's financial reports attached. Is there anything to highlight? No?
But
Okay.
I just want to say, not tied to the reports, but today we borrowed $200,000 from the school district in lieu of a TAN, short-term loan, and it was a good thing. We can meet our obligations, and thank you all for working on repairing relationships and putting together an agreement. So that's that. The other issue is that the school district has been visited by the auditors. They're working with us. Gina's worked with them. She's given quite a bit of information. I think she's waiting for a response from the auditors relative to a final look at the journal entries. Once we get that information, we'll have an opportunity to have a dialogue if the dialogue is needed. And we're hoping that the audit will be complete. We know the school district would like to see it done in the near future. Once it's looked at by the school district and approved by the Board of Education, it will come back to us. We'll share it with you folks. We'll share it with the public. So that's it.
Thank you, Tom. Anything statistics related you wanted to highlight? No. President's report, I'm going to,
WLS report.
do we have a WLS report?
I don't know.
No?
I have just, it's hoping.
Is she coming?
I haven't heard from her.
I don't know.
You don't know. Actually, something sort of important to report. The Westchester Library System, our county system, shares among many other things an integrated library system, which includes our online catalog and all the components that allow our library to share with 37 other libraries and vice versa throughout the county. We have a system called CERSI. We've had it for a number of years. It's been adequate. Their WLS has the money set aside to replace, to look at that next generation of system. It reached a point where they needed to look at either a new vendor or stay with the vendor that we have. After a process of examination, the directors, the county directors voted to migrate from CERSI to another vendor called Evergreen. It can be a daunting prospect, but WLS has done it a number of times, so we're hoping their experience will assist us, and we've been through it too as well as all the other libraries. So the new, the start date for this new system is April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. Maybe not the best start date, but it's what the county is telling us they want to go to. So April 1st is that day. Staff training will begin for February and March, and the focus will be on training the trainer and staff. So they'll be working with us both coming here as well as holding training in other places throughout the county. So that's sort of exciting, and I'll share more as we go forward.
Thank you. I'm going to cede my report to the director.
Thanks, Chuck. This should be a fairly short report. Just want to give you an update about our grant situation. As you folks know, we talked about at the last board meeting, and I shared with the board in the last week or so. It has been confirmed that the Westchester Library System Board has agreed to grant our library 2 New York State construction grants, one for the main library, and that will be devoted towards a second-floor renovation project, Phase 1. We had asked for $418,000. We weren't successful because of the many grants that had been filed by our peers in the county. We received $140,591. We will provide a match of $78,000, which, as you folks know, could be furnished by the foundation. And what we will do is we will go forward and renovate various aspects of the second floor. One will be a Spanish collection area. We'll be taking it from a quiet area on the third floor, putting it in a very prominent location on the second floor with new shelving and seating for browsing, et cetera. We are going to be improving what we characterized as our social service areas. We are going to improve the help center. We find over the course of time, many of our patrons or clients that come in have confidential and sensitive information. We're going to sort of retrofit that room so that there's privacy when people talk with counselors, et cetera, so they can feel comfortable doing that. Generally furniture and other things in that space. The Handelman Business Opportunity Center, which is tremendously popular, we will repopulate the furniture there, which is pretty battered through a lot of use. We'll be recreating a counter similar to the one on the first floor. If you've seen, that has a very nice view, so that will be done as well. We will be making some renovations in the teen area as well. Sorry. Local history, we will be enhancing the interior there with furniture, technology. We're also going to be enclosing that space and making it a climate controlled. Many years ago, the recommendation was made by an independent consultant that we needed to enclose that space in order to safeguard our unique treasures.
We have this in writing,
Yeah.
because I see you guys taking it. We have a whole thing on what they're doing. So we will give this to you. It'll be online, but we'll give it to you, so you don't have to.
So you know what we're doing.
You don't have to.
Are you scribbling French?
We noticed a lot of notes.
I know.
Right,
Sorry,
basically.
yeah. So, and final, we're retrofitting LED lighting. So that's it, a lot of stuff. We'll put it out there for you folks. We're hoping to go forward with another phase in the future to finish what we started out with, to continue to improve our physical plant, make our space most accessible for our patrons. So that's that.
Can I just ask one question? Would that be the first LED lighting in the building, or any of the other floors already?
No, that's a good question, Chuck. We have done some LED lighting throughout the building. It's in certain areas where we've renovated space, we put in LED lighting. And we're actually expecting with this new circulation project that we're about to kick off in December, we're expecting to change the first floor library lighting to LED. So we're going forward,
So this is the scope. Do you know when this will start?
On the second to
Where
last
is
page.
it?
2019.
Where did you?
Which says timetable, second to last page.
Okay.
Yep. We'd like to do it in December. The money will have arrived by then, we hope.
So a year
the
from
state.
now, okay.
Right. And December tends to be one of our quieter times,
Right.
so it allows us to do this work without closing the library, without inconveniencing people. So,
But with a target of April 20, but there'll just be, maybe there'll be portions that are not accessible, I guess, like it'll sort of.
right.
You
And
phase them in.
exactly. We may close a certain room for
Right.
hopefully a short period of time or space,
Yeah.
so that we can install the, the furniture. We're also looking to improve the electrical, so we want more outlets.
Oh,
More outlets
right, you
for
need
people,
more, right, yeah.
because that's what people are coming here for, among many reasons, to recharge their devices. So it's exciting, and staff is excited about that, so that's that. We also were successful for a much smaller grant at the Huguenot Children's Library, our furnace boiler replacement project. We will be getting a grant of $8,625. The maximum, our match is just $2,875. That should be fairly easily made. We're still waiting to hear, through the very good graces of Senator Stuart Cousins' office, the New York State EDAP grant as well. And let's see. Relative to board meetings, I've been in touch with Steve Brown at the high school in terms of educational cable television in our meetings. He told me this morning that this meeting will be on educational, the two channels, 12:30 a.m. in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and 3:30 in the afternoon. We're
12:30
sandwiched
in the
around.
morning?
What?
That's great, 12:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
It's prime
So,
time.
Prime time for insomniacs. So that's that. Foundation, next board meeting is November 18th. And I'm just asking all of you to mark your calendars. The foundation is planning a tremendous gala next year, May 9th, 25th anniversary of the founding of the foundation. It will be at the Davenport, and I believe the people who will be honored will be the founders of the foundation, as well as the founders of the Partnership for the Huguenot Children's Library.
Who's the founders, Lynn and Alyssa?
I think the founders will be Bill Handelman, Leslie Demas, and Lynn Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so the partnership folks that will be honored will be Tom and Teresa Leghorn, Dave McCabe and his wife, and Kate, the Ronan family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all great people and well-deserving. So that's that. And finally, Friends Book Sale coming up, should be a good one, November 1, 2, and 3. The board meeting on November 7th.
I have a question. Are we taking in books, kids' books?
Absolutely.
Because somebody told me we were not, and I was like, I'm not sure that's true.
That's not.
Okay.
No
we are.
textbooks.
No textbooks.
No
But,
textbooks,
no,
or books that are in, you know, bad condition.
But books, yeah.
Yeah, children's books are actually a big sell.
Okay.
They're highly sought after.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't, I don't know where that information.
It's bad information. Yes, if it's big.
Thank you, Tom. Next item on the agenda is the personnel report. Do we have personnel report?
Yep, brief one. Let's see.
Tom, are you going to talk about what you emailed me? Am I going to talk about that in personnel?
Personnel.
I'll talk, so you're going to talk about that now or no?
What would you prefer?
You can talk about it now. Dan had a question.
Okay, I will talk about it.
Okay.
Got that, folks? It was a shorthand conversation.
Sorry.
We have good news. At long last, our Civil Service Commission acted, and Civil Service Department has posted the slightly revised specs for the social media videographer position. It was posted last week. It's now on our website, and the close for this job is October 19th. So if there are people somewhere out there that have great social media skills and abilities relative to videotaping meetings and maybe programs in the future, please consider applying. So that's that. Let's see. The other position that we're on the cusp of finally advertising is the vacant children's head position of Librarian 3. Last, as you folks know, Kathy Cronin sadly retired due to ill health. We have been holding it. We had an acting staff member in that capacity, but due to our budgeting situation, we are now able to advertise, and we are hoping that we'll have something posted for everybody to look at, consider, and if qualified, apply for early next week. So that's good news. The conversation that Deirdre and I just had, that none of you got, relates to a position that myself and the staff have considered and we brought to the attention of the Personnel Committee, and that basically is the upgrade of a library clerk position to a library assistant. bare bones. The specifics are, one of our terrific staff members left for a better opportunity in the summer, and because of our project that's upcoming in terms of the circulation desk, we're going to be combining the desk among many things. We'll need fewer people, so we thought we'd take a staff member from that department and move them upstairs, someone who is thrilled to have the opportunity to work in tech processing, as well as still do some public service work. What we wanted to do with the position that was vacant was to upgrade it to a library assistant, which would be an increase in terms of salary of just under $5,000. And what we'd like that position to be focused on is working as two roles. One, as someone who will be working as a social service assistant in our help room. We had somebody working that capacity. She was terrific, Andrea Fobbs. She just left for a great new opportunity. And so we wanted, and that position was sort of a contract position. So we wanted this upgraded position to have, to be full-time in nature, to have benefits, and to have duties to help people with social service issues, which is extremely popular, needed in our library. The other aspect of the job is to function as a clearinghouse, as someone who is organizing and staying on track of our many social service efforts. As you know, we have an ESL program with the Westchester Community College. We have a great relationship with the Westchester Library System for Senior Information Benefit Clinic and TASK GED training. We work with the Pace Women's Justice Center. We host the Health Navigators. There's a host of partners in the community, the Guidance Center too as well. We have a host of community partners where we're bringing people from those organizations into the library. We're not paying them, but we're providing the resources to help our patrons who have some of these issues. And the problem is there's not one person managing it. And we really truly feel that we need somebody to be on top of that all. And we're also hoping that this position will do outreach in the community, and hopefully we'll be able to work with our public schools too in different kinds of ways. So that's what myself and the staff are hoping that the board and the personnel committee will consider, allowing us to upgrade this position. Once, if you give us the permission and you like the job description that we wrote, we would then bring it to the Civil Service Commission for their approval. Once it's approved, then it can be posted, and then we can find somebody to engage in those activities.
Do you have any questions?
So the question that I had, I know that you said that they would be eliminating the part-time volunteer coordinator.
No, we don't have one.
We don't have one. Okay.
Which is,
But the line is there, we just don't have it.
well, we don't even have the line, actually, Daniel. What we were hoping to do was to upgrade the clerk position to do all of those things.
Okay.
The contract position that I told you about earlier, Andrea Fobbs, we would love to use that money and transfer it to the hourly salary line and create, through civil service once again, a volunteer coordinator position that would work on a part-time basis to help us manage all the people that are seeking volunteer activities here, and also do, again, outreach into the community, try to take advantage of our community and their interest in improving and participating in the library.
Gotcha, yeah, because my concern was that, I guess there's two questions. What is our, I guess, stats in regards to volunteers? Like, how many volunteers do we get on an average, monthly or weekly, or?
I can get that for you. We see lots of volunteers here. Community service, we have a relationship with the Howland School, who come on a regular basis. You know, to be honest with you, the Friends could be considered volunteers as well. Yeah, and they're numerous. But one of our problems, Daniel, and I think you can relate, is that we oftentimes get requests from parents who want opportunities for their children to volunteer in the library to receive credit. And we just don't have the capacity to pull it together. And we thought, not a full-time position, but a part-time position could be that person who could then work with the various departments to to find the opportunities that the
Yeah.
community seems to want.
Right, and that's what I was saying, I think that a volunteer coordinator, even in my experience, is, I mean, if an agency organization has the funds to hire a volunteer coordinator, I say go for it 100%.
Do you?
Because there are
Okay.
organizations that
We need to talk about
do not have the capacity for volunteer coordinators, and everyone, and therefore volunteer efforts die, you know, because there's no one managing the scheduling and this and signing off on that and putting the burden on other staff that already have their job responsibilities that they need to do. So I think it would be a great idea if you do both.
So now, yeah, so there's two real positions.
There
we're
are
talking
two-
about.
there are two
The Library
positions.
3 position, which are the upgrade to the Library 3.
The library assistant position.
Position.
Right.
It's kind of an upgrade, expanded
It-
role.
It's from a clerk to a
library.
library assistant, one
And then-
sort of rung up.
And then a part-time volunteer position.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Cool.
So we can talk about that when we get to personnel. We can vote on whether we will give you the permission to create it. I sent you guys.
What's the
looking at it
net cost increase?
Well, we're
Just under $5,000 for the
Okay, so
clerk.
that's the total.
Yes.
because
And the
somebody
not-
left and we're changing it,
Yeah, and
so.
the other person we've already budgeted for?
We actually have money in the budget, not in hourly salaries, but in contracted services. We were
Gotcha.
contracting with the Westchester Library System to provide us with someone who would be in the library 20 to 25 hours a week to work with people who had issues relating to housing, perhaps, issues, other social service needs. And so the money is there. We're not using it because Andrea has left. And what we thought was if we take this new position, we can assign that person not just the coordination responsibilities, but actually on-floor
Yeah.
activities. And we think each job informs the other.
Yes.
So they have a better sense of really what's going on.
Sure.
And they can come up with initiatives independent of the rest of us that says, you know what, we really need to explore X or Y.
Okay.
Like it.
Is the volunteer coordinator position, is that already accounted for?
Corey, no, there's no actual position. We would have to go to civil service, but what is accounted for is the money in our budget. So it wouldn't require,
Later I will, but anytime they come up with a new job, we've got to run it through civil, so
yeah,
it's not even there yet.
no. That it?
That's it?
Cool. I'm done. Sorry. Kept
Took a
checking.
breath, you were getting ready. Budget committee, I forget who chairs the budget committee. It might be me. Is it me? We don't have a report today. Building and grounds
I have a
committee.
question.
Oh,
If any
sorry.
of the committees come up with funding that they need, should they go to the budget committee and say, we need this kind of funding, can you find it, see if you can find it in the.
Yeah, I think for,
I love myself, that's why. If any of the committees, board committees have requests for funding, should the process be we go to the budget committee and say, we have a request for funding? Can we
yes,
ta-
anything for like ongoing operating expenses, I think should come to the budget committee, and anything for capital expenditures, like capital improvements should go
Is
to the
it
finance. Yeah, yeah.
How about
Yep.
one-shot deals?
One
does
shot
that mean?
deal.
One shot.
Like for,
Depends on what it
like
is.
for
I
a,
think it
like
depends
a
on what it is.
consultant.
If it's like capital,
It's not capital improvements, it's like a
then
consultant.
it would go to the budget committee.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No.
Good question.
Building and grounds committee? Sarah?
Gotta get more mics.
So we're still at the HVAC system, we're still completing the punch list.
Almost.
Almost
we've-
done.
Yeah, we've made great progress these last few days.
Okay. That's all.
Thank you. Community relations?
So, just very brief, there's a lot going on in this city. Everything, there's just a lot. But just to highlight just activities that are happening here, definitely pick up the newsletter for November, December cultural activities, from different concerts and events, family bid day, that's always a big thing here on Saturday. next Saturday and the following Saturday. The window painting and is next Saturday, and then the following Saturday after that is the pumpkin painting. So there's a lot of events that are happening, but across the board, definitely. Haven't seen an increase in social media of people following, so people follow, like, tag, and all that stuff.
You follow the website?
Do I follow the website?
Are you talking about the
No,
Facebook website?
Facebook.
You follow
Facebook.
that?
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I see more posting now.
Yeah. No, there's more posting.
Okay.
We need more people.
Okay.
That's it.
Your family is the reminder for the Halloween parade.
I know,
You, your
I
daughter,
know.
and your wife. So
when
I feel
saw
like
that,
I
I was
see you
like, oh.
every day with your beautiful family. You guys
Yeah,
are gorgeous,
yeah.
but it's funny just to sort of see.
I'm gonna send my bill using my image.
Finance Committee, I forget who chairs Finance Committee, but I don't think is there a Finance Committee report? No. Needs Assessment Committee, do you guys have a report today?
So we continue to move ahead with the Transformational Summit, and as we stated in our last meeting, we're looking for a consultant to come in, hence Deirdre's question. And the first pass of an RFP has gone to the committee, and we should have notes and be able to present it at the next board meeting.
Wonderful.
And we're going to request money, that's why.
No. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you. Personnel Committee?
So I just want to then make a motion to, I'd like to make a motion to give Tom permission to create the position for, one, the part-time volunteer. All those in favor? Or, no, I need somebody to second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You're opposed?
Yes, I want to
Hold on.
see how many volunteers, the stats that Daniel was talking about, just if we could see, because I'm not sure how the Friends work and do they organize themselves? Okay, so I just want to see outside of that, how many people are coming to us and what age groups? If it's parents that are requesting that their children volunteer, is it to meet what sort of requirement? Is it a family thing, or is it for school?
It's all,
I'm just curious how that works.
typically, we get requests from parents for their children. Oftentimes, it relates to education, their education requirements. Sometimes it relates to their religious affiliation as well. So sometimes we actually get contacted by the courts for community service as well.
Do we have a great need for that?
Great need. Really, we think that we could use volunteers, and we also think going into the community and soliciting volunteers for various activities, helping the Friends solicit too as well. It seems important to the community. And I think what we feel badly about is we so often turn people away. They're disappointed because they're looking for volunteer opportunities, sometimes senior folks, sometimes younger people. And so we thought this position could not only tap those folks, but also go in different directions too as well. We also thought they might be able to be a liaison to help us start a teen advisory group, which we've never had tremendous success with, to get them involved in running the teen room and making decisions about, our programs, what we purchase, et cetera. We want real buy-in from the teens. And we also thought that they may have some liaison responsibilities with some of the schools.
I think Corey.
But
Corey was going to say something.
So Sarah, do you oppose or do you abstain and you have questions?
So I guess I abstain and have questions.
Yes.
I just,
Yeah.
there are so many volunteer opportunities that I just want to make sure that we have a great need here. And I understand people want their children to volunteer with us, and I think that that's great. I just want to make sure that, should we be directing them to other resources where they may have a greater need to volunteer? That's my concern. And so I would like to see the stats and kind of see, is more of the community interested in something like that and volunteering here with us when there are just so many opportunities in the city.
I will say that we oftentimes will suggest that people who have particular needs, that we will send them in different directions. And oftentimes it's through the Council of Community Services. We might connect them with different organizations that are part of that organization. So if it's not a good fit, Sarah, to be honest with you, we try to steer them towards a group, an agency, or an organization that really will fit their needs.
So in terms, sorry, go ahead. In terms of, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead, and then I'm going to close,
Yep.
keep talking, and then I'm going to close it out. The ayes have it, and we will note your abstention, but go ahead and we can
I
discuss.
get, just in terms of the stats, are you looking for how many volunteers we currently have, and then like how many we've turned away, or like what types of needs that you think this position could help bolster, or is it a combination of all three? I just want to make sure,
Of all of that.
Okay.
How many people have we turned away? How many people are looking for volunteer opportunities? Could this position, have contacts with other organizations and, like Tom was saying, steer them? I know a lot of organizations that need volunteers, so if this position could sort of steer people towards other, organizations in New Rochelle that need help, that may be of more interest, I think that would be, add to the community as well.
Sure.
I had mentioned the Council on Community Services, and it's a powerful organization. Daniel is a member of it, and it's this group of organizations who come together on a monthly basis, who share information and work together. And Barbara Davis is our representative, has led it for many years, and as part of what we do work with them, and we do send people there. We sometimes send patrons who have certain kinds of needs to those organizations, because we can't do it all. We know that. We do what we can do, and certainly our partnerships in the building are really useful. But that's an ongoing effort.
So, thank you. That's good. Those are good questions. The yeses have it, so we are going to ask you to go ahead and make, do you have Jean, did you get the numbers? I made the motion. Daniel seconded.
Allowed for one part-time position for volunteer coordinator.
Yep. 6 yeses, 1 abstention.
Yes.
Okay.
No opposed.
No opposed. And I am now going to make a motion for the library assistant, who is an expanded position. It's a replacement, someone who left, and then an expansion. But it will really include enhance some of the activities that we do, the social services opportunities that we provide here. We'll make sure that there is somebody who's actually doing it. We're calling it a community and service support specialist.
Are we calling it?
I need my glasses. Community and services support specialist.
I'll give you that information, Jean,
Yep.
at the conclusion of tonight's meeting.
The only one, so I'd like to make a motion that we allow the staff to create this position so that they can put it in front of the Civil Service Board.
I will second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Second, G. Aye.
All those opposed, abstention? None? The ayes have it? Okay. The one thing I would ask about this is that we make sure that whoever has it can work on evenings as well, because,
Yes.
that's in here, but that's just.
Yes, and also, a major component is bilingual. We really, really want a Spanish speaker. We need somebody who can communicate in both languages.
Just one, can I say one more? I'm just going to give an update on the library director evaluation. I am waiting for some evaluations to get back to me from my esteemed trustee members. And that will come. And then in November, in exec section, we will present our findings and everything to the entire board in executive session. Okay? We'll meet with you then one-on-one before that. Yes, yeah.
Would it be before the?
Before
board
that,
meeting? Yeah.
before that.
Oh, before that?
Yeah, you will never be surprised.
Okay.
And we're not gonna roll up in your.
No, there is, no, you will never be surprised.
Come on,
Anything they say, no.
turn that spotlight on me.
No. But in November, you'll have executive session, the final
And
report.
I have another question that
Yeah.
I'll follow up after.
Okay,
Briefly.
that's all I have to say about that.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Will you come to the budget committee just on the, I don't think it'll be an issue, but on the 5,000 incremental?
I will come, I'm on the budget committee.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I don't have the committee memberships
I'll
in front of me.
resend, I was just thinking.
I have them somewhere. I have them.
I think I sent them when
You probably
our new
sent them
folks came
to
on,
me
but yes, I'll
7 to
resend.
10 times.
No,
So
my fault.
I apologize for that.
That's okay.
The policy committee, do we have anything?
Yeah.
No. I don't think we have a standing special, do we? Oh, okay.
Yes, we
Sorry, I'm bad with the committees.
We will have more to report at the November meeting, but Tom and I will be going to this Tuesday, the 16th,
Right, 11 a.m.
11:30.
11:30.
Check my calendar, this will be the second visit, I believe, to look at
Actually,
the third.
The third visit.
third
Chris
visit.
Ellen and Teresa Leghorn.
Did
first
the initial
visit, Chris
one.
and I second.
Okay, so
You
here we
and I
go.
third.
Third time's a charm. We will be visiting the public art pieces. Well, they're not public art yet, but we're hoping to convert them into to some public art pieces for our library, and we'll get back to you and let everybody know how it goes. And then we're going to come back to the library to look for potentially suitable spaces to put them forever.
Thank you. Is there any other business before we go to the public discussion? No? Okay. Lourdes Font. Lourdes Font passes. Dorothy Oliver. Do you want to, we're not going to be able to hear you.
Do you want to come up?
Okay. I heard you talking about the LED lights, and somewhere in the back of my mind, there's something that really didn't quite connect, but I remember hearing something, and it wasn't positive about the LED, and before you accept them, I would suggest that you look into it. I'm sorry that I don't recall exactly what was said, but I recall that it wasn't a positive, the information wasn't positive, and I think you need to, take a second look at it before you accept them. Thank you.
Thank you. Marjorie Sachs. Okay. Marjorie Sachs is going to pass, and that's it for the list of public to be heard. So with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second. All in favor? Aye.